Season 1, episode 13, Beyond the Sea. This episode has everything that makes an X-Files episode great. It is Scully-centric. Who's surprised? No one? Good. It has a great X-File, great characters, amazing actors, awesome writing, plotline, so many Mulder and Scully moments. So the episode starts and it's Christmas time. Scully's parents are over at her apartment. Her hair is adorable. She's like pulled back. Oh, baby Scully. She does this cute thing where she salutes her dad and calls him Ahab, and he calls her Starbuck, and they've clearly got a really precious relationship. Then he asks her how work is, and things are a little tense, and she says it's good, and he's like, good, and that's the end of the conversation. Like, clearly something's up here. A few hours later, Scully's fallen asleep on the couch, and she wakes up and she sees her dad in the chair across from her, like mouthing wordlessly at the camera. It's super creepy. And then the phone rings, and when she looks away, he's gone suddenly. What the hell was that? And when she answers the phone, it's her mom telling her that her dad is dead. She looks back over at the chair and is just like, oh fuck, like what the hell happened? Because, you know, our girl Scully, she don't believe shit. So then after the credits, we see a couple making out in a car. Cop busts them, but he's got like his flashlight shining over his face so you can't really see him. Turns out that this cop is not a cop and is just some creepy guy who's gonna knock these kids the fuck out. Pretty sure that's a real thing that happened, like torn from the headlines, where like a serial killer dressed up as a cop and like killed teenagers necking in cars, right? Right. So then we're back in the basement. Mulder's reading something and Scully comes up behind him. She makes a porn joke.
Last time you were that engrossed, it turned out you were reading the adult video news.
Only on the X-Files, ladies and gentlemen. Only on the X-Files. Then, because Mulder clearly knows about her dad's death, he asks, how are you, Dana?
How are you, Dana?
You can't layer a porn joke right behind the sentimental, like, how are you, Dana? No, you don't do that. Mulder so rarely calls Scully Dana. These are reserved for sacred occasions. And then, of course, Scully, like, huffs a little laugh and she's like, Dana. Mulder doesn't call her Dana.
Dana. I'm fine.
She recognizes the use of her first name as this like over sentimental like treatment he's giving her. She knows it's because of her dad. So then Mulder tells her about this serial killer who grabs kids from their cars and then tortures them and kills them. Clearly what happened to our couple at the beginning. Then Mulder tells her about this guy who's on death row for being a serial killer. Luther Lee Boggs claims to have psychic powers and no information about the case. Also apparently Mulder has profiled him and helped put him on death row. He's dying soon and he's requested to talk to Mulder so that he can like give them information about this case and hopefully get off death row. So Mulder says he's gonna go interview the guy and Scully's like, I'll go with you. And he's like, no, your dad and things, you shouldn't. And he like caresses her face.
I'll go with you. The funeral's at noon.
I think you should take some time.
I need to work.
I'm sorry about your father.
It's just really touching and mildly inappropriate. The continuing trend of Mulder and Scully in season 1, like a lack of personal space. And Gillian's just such a good little baby actress. So Scully goes to the funeral before they go interview Boggs, and Beyond the Sea is playing as they scatter her dad's ashes into the ocean. Scully tells her mom that she knows her dad didn't approve of her career, but she wants to know if he was still proud of her. And it's just a lot. This episode is really hard on the emotions. And Maggie's got a tear going down her face, and her answer is just, he was your father. And that's not really an answer. No, he wasn't, but he was your dad, so he loved you anyway. Dana Catherine Scully deserves all the pride in all the world, and she deserves everything. Now we're in prison with Boggs. He's crazy as fuck, but he does call Mulder and Scully Fox and Dana, so he gets points for that, not gonna lie, you just do.
Dana. Boggs.
And it's pretty clear, pretty fast, that Scully thinks he's full of shit. Boggs is going on and on about like his need for redemption because of all the people he's killed and all the wrong he's done. And this guy is a seriously amazing actor. I think about that every time I see this episode. Wildly impressed at his skill level. It's just a huge part of the success of the episode. So then Mulder hands Boggs a piece of cloth that we assume is from one of the victims. And as expected, Boggs loses his fucking mind, going on and on about different things he sees. They're in a condemned warehouse. He sees an angel of stone and a waterfall that's not a waterfall. Then Mulder snatches the cloth back and he's like, fooled ya bitch, that's my Knicks t-shirt, you're bull full of shit. And Mulder's trickery and skepticism impresses Scully so much she has literally never wanted to fuck him more. Jot that down. Mulder storms out and Scully goes to follow him because she's about to get it in. Oh dear. As she's walking out, Boggs starts singing Beyond the Sea. She like stops dead in her tracks and is like, the fuck? Because she just heard it playing at her dad's funeral. Then she looks back at him and sees her father and he says,
Did you get my message, Starbuck?
chills. I start crying. He knows. He's the real deal and he fucking knows. That sort of shit gets me real good. You know who else it gets real good? Dana Catherine Scully, because that bitch is shook. So shook Scully goes back to the hotel. She's driving. She sees this like neon sign that sort of looks like a waterfall. A waterfall. That's not a waterfall. And then she like looks over and sees this like statue of an angel of stone. She remembers all the shit Boggs has said and she was like, could he be right? And she goes into this nearby condemned warehouse and she finds a bracelet. It belongs to the missing girl, so they were there. So finding out what Scully did, going into this warehouse all alone without backup, they like get into a fight. Poor Scully, she's like, Mulder, I thought you'd be happy that I opened myself up to extreme possibilities.
I thought that you'd be pleased that I'd opened myself to extreme possibilities.
Scully thought that Mulder would be proud of her for like following the words of a crazy man. It's really cute. It's also a season 11 line right before they fuck, so just saying.
But then again, it's not out of the realm of extreme possibility.
Mulder just doesn't understand why Boggs is what's doing it for Scully. In Mulder's head, they've seen all of these amazing things. Why the fuck is this crazy dude what's like doing it for you? Why? And he suspects that it has something to do with her father. And again, just the way he looks at her is just wild. And then they're sitting on the bed together in this shot of them shoulder to shoulder and looking at each other. Classic. And Mulder calls her Dana again! Twice in one episode. And Boggs called her Dana. Dana has been called Dana 3 times. 4 if you count when she called herself Dana. So, And y'all just know that this is a big deal. Having no options, Mulder and Scully go back to interview Boggs and like listen to his ramblings. And as they're leaving, Boggs tells Mulder not to go near the White Cross and that his blood will spill on the White Cross. Again, super creepy. Pretty much everything he says is just creepy as hell. Mulder and Scully use info, they go find the kids, they get the girl. Mulder follows to like pursue the guy who is in a boat with the kid and he shoots Mulder. Scully like runs out and put her jacket on him and then she looks up and she sees the White Cross with Mulder's blood all over it. Oh my god, Boggs was right again. She's like losing her fucking mind. She doesn't know what to do with all of this. So the girl that they rescued identifies her kidnapper. Apparently Boggs' old partner that they assume like helped him with all of his murders. So basically this whole thing could be a setup. Boggs could be working with his old partner to orchestrate like a trail to lead Mulder and Scully into this situation. And Scully goes in to talk to Boggs and pretty much tells him as such. She's like,
You set us up. You're in on this with Lucas Henry. This was a trap for Mulder because he helped put you away. Well, I came here to tell you that if he dies because of what you've done, 4 days from now, nobody will stop me from being the one that'll throw the switch and gas you out of this life for good, you son of a bitch!
it is some fine ass acting by Miss Gillian Anderson. She is so tiny and her voice is so loud. The content I'm here for. But then Boggs starts channeling someone and it's clearly like a young girl and she's talking about like sneaking down while her parents are asleep and stealing her mom's cigarettes. And we know it's like a 14-year-old Scully memory. First of all, again, the acting is just amazing. Second of all, what an amazing insight into rebellious baby Dana Scully's life, loving the act of rebellion. This is the sort of shit that makes Never Again make sense. Side note, I know a lot of people think that like Never Again and All Things have like certain out of character elements for Dana Scully. Gillian describes her as kind of square, following the rules, but I love these little insights that happen throughout the series that sort of give context to why she's like that or how she has not always been like that, because people are complex and varied, and I just love the idea that prim and proper Dana Scully has a wild rebellious streak. I just really like it. And it really adds to her character, so it's a good thing. Anyway, rant over. And again, clearly Scully freaks out because she like believes him. That's like totally a memory she has. Boggs tells her that he knows that she wants to talk to her dad, but she's not talking to anybody until he gets a deal to get off death row. So Scully goes and she tries to get him a deal. It doesn't work. Then she's talking to Mulder and Mulder's like, bitch, do not fuck with this guy. He's a liar. Don't believe him. Scully goes to Boggs and she's like, I got you a deal. Tell me where they are. Bitch, what are you playing at? No, you didn't. He tells her where they are. They're at this Condemned Devils or something brewery. And at the end of the conversation, he basically tells her that he knows she tried to get him a deal and to not follow the killer toward the devil. Again, a bunch of nonsense that makes no sense, but he's been right about everything until this point, so we should probably listen to him. Scully goes to where Boggs said the kids would be. Woohoo! She catches him, shoots him. He's still able to run away, running, and they're chasing him. He ends up running into this room and Scully sees this giant logo with the devil on it, and the thing that Boggs said comes into her mind, so she like freezes. The wood under his feet gives out, falls really far, and dies. So, Boggs, again, you were right. She goes to see Boggs. This scene is so Silence of the Lambs, I can't even. And then she tells Boggs that he saved her life, and she's clearly like grateful for it. Boggs then tells her that if she wants to hear her dad's message, that she needs to be his witness while he's like in the gas chamber right before he dies. So then they lead him to the gas chamber and we see them flip the gas and Scully's not there. So you're kind of waiting to see if like maybe she shows up. She doesn't. Scully basically ends up rationalizing all of the things he said to her and like figures out how he could have found any of it out. And Mulder asks her a really iconic question that leads to such an iconic scene.
After all you've seen, after all the evidence, why can't you believe?
I'm afraid. I'm afraid to believe.
And then they do that weird shoulder touch thing that I'm trash for. It's like kind of awkward, but kind of cute. Anytime they touch, I'm here for it. That's just that. So we're doing a really exciting thing this week. I'm doing a giveaway with my store at TeePublic. 2 people are gonna receive a free t-shirt in their size. This amazing, beautiful design. And then we'll all be triplets and be best friends and it'll be great. So enter the giveaway below. It's completely free. You guys have just been so awesome about sharing my vlog and watching it. I wanna give something to you. Okay, so anyway, thanks for all you do. Enter the giveaway, win a t-shirt. Thanks for watching. If you liked any of my other videos, go check them out or subscribe to my channel. See you on the flippity flip.